What's up, guys? Welcome back to your JavaScript series brought to you by Code Request CTC. In case you just skipped the first episode and bumped into this one, I still remain Tony Cletus, your instructor. Alright, so in this episode 18, we're going to be looking at the for loop statement. And before we go into that, let me quickly explain the loop statement in general. Now, loop statements are used if you want to run the same code over and over again, each time with a different value. Alright, let's go into a lifetime experience so you can understand the usefulness of the loop statement here. You know, there is always a time when you are so obsessed with a particular song and you feel like it's the only song you want to listen to whenever you go into your media player. Most times you set this music to replay by clicking on a button, as in most cases it is either called a repeat button or a loop button. And when you do, this song tends to replay, this song tends to repeat itself for you and you listen to this song and you enjoy it. Now, that button is called a call to action button and mostly engined by the loop statement. Now you can imagine how the loop statements can be very useful here. Okay, now it must also interest to know that JavaScript supports different kinds of loops. We have the for loop, the for in statement, the while loop statement, and the do while loop statement. And we're going to be treating the for loop statements here, which is the loop statement that loops through a block of code a number of times. Now, oftentimes, I don't know why, the for loop statement is mostly used. Okay, maybe because its needs arises more often than the rest statement, but that's it. The for loop statement is mostly used. Alright, so let's rub mind with the basic syntax of the for loop statements here, and then we take an example, then you go and practice on your own and get more understanding. Alright, so right now on the screen, what you see is the basic syntax of a for loop statement in an explanatory format. So now, this is it. If for JavaScript to understand that you are trying to write a for loop statement, you need to begin with a keyword for, and then inside this parenthesis, you have three statements. Now, the first statement is executed before the loop starts, you understand? Like this is the for loop statement, and it's going to contain the initial value. You are going to set to the initial value. And then the second statement, which is statement 2, defines the condition for running the loop, you understand? So this second statement is going to contain the condition that it will take before this code runs, you understand? Statement 3 is executed each time after the loop has been executed, a decrement or an increment operator. So with this explained, let's go and take an example. There you understand it fully, because by coding, practicing and seeing it for yourself, you get to understand what we're talking about. So I'll just clean this off and write some code. So you can go ahead and type this with me. Alright guys, so we have this block of code on the screen and I will show you guys how to read it now. So if you want to read something like this, say for num is equal to 10 such that num is greater than or equal to 0, num decrement, and it will now come here, and this statement here will help us to output the result on the screen. So let me explain what's happening behind the scene. Now actually you can name this num anything that you want. So we set the value of num to be equal to 10, which is the initial value. That means this one will be displayed on the screen first, before it will now go into the next statement, which is the condition, and to check for this condition. Is 10 greater than or equal to 0? Yeah, 10 is greater than 0. So it will now come into this statement, and this one is the decrement statement, and it will now decrease the 10 by 1, and what will it have? 9. So it will now come here and output 9 on the screen. Understand? The 9 will go back into the loop again and we check again for the value. So you say, is 9 greater than or equal to 0? Yeah, 9 is greater than 0. So it will now come here, and this statement here will decrease 9 by 1, and you now have 8, and this statement will help us to output 8 on the screen. And again it will go again and it will check again for the condition. Is 8 greater than or equal to 0? Yes, 8 is greater than 0. So it will now come here, and this statement will help us to decrease 8 by 1, and you now have what? You have 7, and this statement here will help us to output the value 7 on the screen. Now it will only stop once the value we are going to have is not greater than or equal to 0. Like when you have -1, you know that -1 is not greater than or equal to 0 at all. So in that case, the loop will stop. In fact, the last value will be 0, because we said if you come here and say is 0 greater than or equal to 0, yeah, 0 is not greater than 0, but it is equal to 0. So that is the last number. It will stop there and it will just go out of the loop. So let's quickly save this now and let's invite our web browser. So we'll just refresh this, and what do you have? You see, you have counting down. You have loop 10, loop 9, loop 8, loop 7, loop 6. So you know what? This one sweet thing about the computer, it just did the whole calculation for us just in a sec, you see, by just refreshing. So you know, I told you earlier, first of all, it will output the value 10 on the screen because that is the initial value we're having here, and then the last value to output on the screen is 0 because we said the value is going to be greater than or equal to 0. So, and 0 is the last number because it's equal to 0. So supposing I come here and I take this equal to off, you will not see 0 there again. Refresh, you see 0 is gone. This is to say 0 is not greater than 0 anymore. So you just have this 0 is not greater than 0. Alright, so you might be wondering, do you have any other operators that can work with this again? Yeah, we have, and that's the increment operator, and we've treated that in the previous episode. So once you change this to plus plus, and we can now come here and change the initial value to 0, and we can say less than or equal to 10. Okay, first of all, this is it. You know what will happen? It will first of all output 0 on the screen because it's the initial value, and then it will come here and say, okay, is 0 less than or equal to 10? Yeah, 0 is less than 10. It will come here and it will increase 0 by 1. And what will you have? You have 1, and this one will help us to output the value 1 on the screen. Okay, it will go back again and say, is 1 less than or equal to 10? Yeah, 1 is less than 10. So it will come here and it will increase 1 by 1 again, and it will be 2, and this statement will help us to output 2 on the screen. So it will continue doing this until it gets to 10, because 10 is the last point. So it will say, is 10 less than or equal to 10? Yeah, 10 is equal to 10. So it will just output 10 on the screen, and it will not check for any other result. So if you save this now, you refresh, you see you have this. So you have 0, you have 1 to 10. So this is it. Alright, and to give you more explanation, I will just comment on this, so you can pause this and check this out. So the first statement is the initial value, and the second statement, understand, is the condition that you are going to set for it, for the loop to work, and the last statement is going to either be an increment operator or a decrement operator. That's it for this tutorial, guys. In our next episode, we will be treating the while loop statement. So thank you guys for watching. If you've really learned something from this video, please do well to click on that like button below, and please make sure you subscribe.